The head of the International Energy Agency, or IEA, has just issued a stark warning. The global economy is facing an energy crisis more severe than any in living memory. The IEA is a Paris-based intergovernmental organization that advises global nations on energy policy. The current war with Iran has already removed 11 million barrels of oil a day from the global supply. That is a larger disruption than the 1973 and 1979 oil shocks combined. Domestic markets are reacting instantly. The national average for gasoline has surged 93 cents in just over 3 weeks, approaching $4 a gallon. This chart shows recent polling data from CBS and YouGov, illustrating a deep public disconnect. 68% of Americans say they do not clearly understand the goals of the military strikes causing this economic turmoil. The center of this economic shock sits inside a single 21-mile-wide strip of water, the Strait of Hormuz. The fate of the modern global economy is currently tied up entirely in this single, highly localized geographic bottleneck. President Donald Trump issued a 48-hour ultimatum to Iran: either fully reopen the Strait of Hormuz or face the total destruction of its power plants. The Israeli military, backed by the U.S., has already launched a wide-scale wave of strikes against infrastructure in the Iranian capital of Tehran. Secondary strikes have systematically targeted vital coastal infrastructure in southern port cities along the Gulf, including a direct hit on a radio station in Bandar Abbas. This line graph shows commercial shipping through the strait plummeting to near collapse, with only 16 crossings over a recent 7-day period. Iran has weaponized the waterway, forcing vessels to reroute deep into its territorial waters. To pass through these restricted waters, Iran is charging foreign tankers a transit toll of $2 million per vessel. By exerting complete geographical leverage over a vital global trade artery, Iran has effectively converted the strait into an extortive toll road, neutralizing the conventional military superiority of its adversaries. In response, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard issued a counter-ultimatum, warning that any attack on their power grid will trigger immediate strikes against U.S. allies in the region. The Revolutionary Guard is a primary branch of the Iranian armed forces, tasked specifically with protecting the country's Islamic Republic system. Their specific stated targets are non-military. They plan to destroy the vast network of water desalination facilities operating across the Gulf. This bar chart reveals that desalination plants produce 100% of the drinking water for both Bahrain and Qatar. Furthermore, those exact same facilities fulfill over 80% dipping needs for the United Arab Emirates. Iran has effectively placed the Gulf's entire civilian population in the middle of the crossfire, using their basic survival as strategic leverage against further escalation. Zooming out, the macroeconomic consequences come into focus. The global market is currently short 11 million barrels of oil every single day. That energy deficit is nearly double the massive natural gas losses caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Financial institutions like Goldman Sachs are actively revising their forecasts upward as the disruptions drag on. This chart shows their worst-case projection. If the choke point remains constrained for just 10 weeks, crude oil prices could skyrocket to $135 a barrel. This sudden supply destruction creates a ripple effect, severely limiting the production of secondary global industries like petrochemicals and fertilizers. The public's confusion stems from the nature of the fighting itself. This campaign prioritizes the destruction of balance sheets and supply chains over the capture of territory. This reveals an uncomfortable truth about modern globalization. A single 21-mile stretch of water can be squeezed hard enough to paralyze the global economy.